Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to decode one of the most powerful metrics in business. We're talking about a single number that shows you the true value of your customers over their entire lifetime with your company. You probably think you do, right? You see the sales come in every day, you know who's buying what, but do you really truly understand their long-term worth? We're going to go way deeper than just a single transaction.
So let's just get right into it. Here's the deal. Some of your customers are worth way more to your business than others. Measuring their lifetime value is how you figure out who these VIPs really are. And honestly, the answer can completely flip your assumptions about where your profit is coming from.
So what is this magic number we're talking about? Let's get a really clear definition, because this one little metric has the power to shift your entire business strategy. Now here's the key thing you've got to remember. LTV isn't about looking backward. It's a predictive tool. It's the total estimated worth of a customer from their very first purchase to their very last. This lets you plan for the future and really understand how much you can afford to spend to get, and more importantly, to keep a customer.
Seriously, understanding LTV is like having a business superpower. It transforms your decision-making from short-term guesswork into a real, long-term strategy for actual growth. Let's break down why it is such a game changer. Okay, so this chart pretty much shows you a classic business truth that we all kind of know, right? Getting a new customer is almost always way more expensive than keeping one you already have. And LTV, well, that's the key that unlocks all the long-term profit that comes from focusing on your existing customers.
And this number, you've probably heard of this. It's the Pareto principle, the famous 80-20 rule. And what it suggests is that for a lot of businesses, something like 80% of your revenue comes from just 20% of your customers. LTV is how you identify that crucial 20%.
And the impact of knowing this is just huge. When you know your LTV, you can make smarter decisions across the board. You can spend more confidently to get those high-value customers, you can tailor your marketing to keep them happy, and you even know which customers deserve that premium white glove support. It basically fine-tunes your whole operation.
And I just have to share this quote from our source material because it's perfect. Mastering LTV isn't just about boring spreadsheets. It's about getting a serious competitive advantage. It's about being so dialed in that you can actually throw that business disco because you know your growth is built on something solid.
All right, let's get into the actual calculation. Now, I know it might seem a little intimidating, but I promise you the basic formula is surprisingly straightforward. We're going to break it down into 4 simple steps. First up, we need your average order value, or AOV. To find it, you just take your total revenue over a certain period, let's say a year, and divide it by the total number of orders in that year. So, for example, if you made $100,000 from 1,000 orders, your AOV is $100. Simple as that. It's the average value of a single purchase.
Okay, next up, purchase frequency. How often do people actually buy from you? So, for that same year, you take the total number of orders and divide it by the number of unique customers who made those orders. If those 1,000 orders came from 500 different people, your purchase frequency is 2. That just means the average customer buys from you twice a year.
Now we get to put those first 2 puzzle pieces together to find your customer value, or CV. You just multiply your average order value by your purchase frequency. So in our running example, that's $100 times 2 purchases a year, which gives us an annual customer value of $200. This is what an average customer is worth to you in a single year. All right, the last piece of our puzzle is the average customer lifespan. Now this one can be tricky to calculate with perfect accuracy, so it's best to use a solid estimate. Most experts suggest using somewhere between 1 to 3 years. And why is that? Well, because customer habits change, new competitors pop up, it's just a realistic, kind of conservative window for your prediction. So for our example, let's go with 3 years. And here it is. This is where it all comes together. To get your LTV, you just multiply that annual customer value we just figured out by the customer lifespan. So that's $200 per year times a 3-year lifespan, giving us a customer lifetime value of $600. And that's it. That is the total predicted value of your average customer.
So, you've done the math. You have this number. Now what? I mean, what's the point? Well, let's talk about the payoff, because this is not just some academic exercise. This is a powerful tool that should be driving your real-world business decisions.
Just picture a local coffee shop for a second. You've got the tourist who stops in one time. That's a super low LTV. But then you have that group from the office down the street that comes in every single morning. Their LTV is absolutely massive. This chart shows you exactly who you should be rolling out the red carpet for. And when you really start to run the numbers, it can be just mind-blowing. That one loyal customer, the one buying a $5 coffee every workday, they could be worth $10,000 to you over a decade. That is the incredible power of long-term thinking.
And that right there, that's the whole point. When you realize a customer could be worth thousands of dollars, offering little perks like free Wi-Fi or a loyalty card isn't really an expense, is it? It's a high-return investment in keeping all that future value.
At the end of the day, that's what LTV does. It gives you this incredible clarity. It's like a roadmap that shows you exactly where to point your resources, your time, your money, your marketing efforts to get the absolute best results for your business.
So, now the power is in your hands. You have the tool to identify your most valuable, most important customers. The only real question left is, what are you going to do to make sure they stick around? That's the challenge, and really the opportunity that LTV gives you.